not promise us a pain-free life, but He promised us that if we walk with Him, we will finish well. Our duty is not to pursue what does not concern us. Our duty is to make sure at all times that we are pursuing the one that loves us the most. It's under that love that we can stay balanced. So I took 3 days and I said I needed to go and sit down in a hotel and just sit down. And I was saying, God, I would like to separate from my husband. And for 3 days, the Lord said nothing. Then He said, can you open Proverbs and read from beginning to the end? I began to read. After I read, this is all He said. He said, you are allowing bitterness to enter for what I've given you. Say if I call something good is good, it might not necessarily be good the way you feel good. One of the things we women do is that we dwell on our pain and give it a seat.
Very soft.
Some of us have not had certain pain that we can't even talk about, but because we didn't give it a seat, it did not leave a scar that our children can carry. Jephthah had a pain that he had given a seat. He didn't even know it was a seat. He was about who begged and said, make him promise something. It is in the bid. I have had women working, overcompensate in things and maybe I'm not loved. See, there is one important criteria of love, that the one that created you has chosen you. Other things that come after it is extras. You must settle first who loves you first. Because people clap for Jesus today. Please, who are the people that crucified Him? The same people that clapped. And you think you are more special. I have to pray for the Lord to win my heart to the extent. Do I know if my husband will choose me tomorrow? I'm not sure. Or do I know who will always choose me at all times? If I forgive, they will think, my sister, we're talking about destiny side to you, and it's in their hearts. Because when they should have treated the pain in their hearts, they left it out of their life and began to eat their soul. So by the time they realize that it's eating their soul, they don't even know what is eating them. I don't know if I'm making sense to you. Finally, whether you choose to stay in those relationships or leave, let it be done from a place of love, not revenge or fighting your battle. I have gone through the fire several, and this is me saying to you, severally, but by God's grace, I have come out of the side of victory. What about you? None of us prepares for the things that will happen to us, but we can prepare how it damages us. And I'm asking you to stop allowing things that you can't control damage who you are becoming. This night is to prepare your heart for what you receive tomorrow. Because if we teach you from the place of unforgiveness, what you will reap is a bad fruit. But when you go into your room and speak to yourself and release whoever needs to be released. Because barrenness, see, Jephthah had everything, but he was barren. Michal was the son of a king, but she was what? Barren. She was the wife of a king, she was what? Barren. People are talking about the child, we're talking about the seeds in her that she couldn't bear forth. No matter how your pain is hitting you, do not let it be the reason why you cannot finish well. Because we will get to the judgment seat and we're going to be asked. And so if you look at your life and say, I do not want to get home. And the father will ask me and I'll say, because of. Many of us are saying on because of. I don't want to get home. And they open the scriptures. I'll say because of. If there is nothing you will take, I want you to get home and settle this night. That whoever it is that has made you feel less, I will no longer give you the power to continue. There are some people that their husbands are dead. People that hurt them are dead. The body is still inside. Because when it was meant to be dealt with, they didn't deal with it. Their children are dealing with those scars. I remember once when this I'm going to leave here to begin to go to the last slide for today. What I want to say to you is that one particular time, I don't know if my mother remember, because children remember a lot of things. So were asking for money, and my dad tore money and dropped on the floor. I'd held on to that conversation. And that conversation, did I have every right to hold on to it? Yes. If you hear it, will you believe that? Yes. But will it take me to where I'm going to? No. I don't know if I'm making sense to you. So how not to become a maker? Someone read, mommy, not say with your Bible there. Read Proverbs 4:20. You must guard your heart. For 3 months, I didn't go to God to tell him I was fine. Am I making sense to you? I didn't go and say, God, I'm fine. I said, God, and only thing he kept answering for 3 months, I choose you. That thing was not an explanation for me. Time has gone, I understand what it means now. But at that time, it was not concerned. I want to say, oh, my beautiful daughter, the sacrifice you have made. It was clear. Amen. The Lord did not promise us a pain-free life. But he promised us that if we walk with him, we will finish well. Our duty is not to pursue what does not concern us. Our duty is to make sure at all times that we are pursuing the one that loves us the most. It's under that love that we can stay balanced. So, please read that scripture if you are there, please. Proverbs 4:23. Ago, I took 3 days and I said I needed to go and sit down in a hotel and just sit down. And I was saying, God, I would like to separate from my husband. And for 3 days, the Lord said nothing. Then he said, can you open Proverbs and read from beginning to the end? I began to read. After I read, this is all he said. He said, you are allowing bitterness to enter for what I've given you. Say if I call something good is good, it might not necessarily be good the way you feel good. I'm going somewhere. One of the things we women do is that we dwell on our pain and give it a seat. Some of us have not had certain pain that we can't even talk about, but because we didn't give it a seat, it did not leave a scar that our children can carry. Jephthah had a pain that he had given a seat. He didn't even know it was a seat. He was about who begged and said, make him promise something. It is in the bid. I have had women walking, overcompensate in things, and maybe I'm not loved. See, there is one important criteria of love, that the one that created you has chosen you. Other things that come after it is extras. You must settle first who loves you first. Because people clap for Jesus today. Please, who are the people that crucified him? The same people that clapped. And you think you are more special. I had to pray for the Lord to win my heart to the extent. Do I know if my husband will choose me tomorrow? I'm not sure. But do I know who will always choose me at all times? You must settle your matter where you must settle it. Let me repeat again. Settle your matter where you must settle it. We have settled matters where we have no business settling matters. If Michal had settled her matter with her father, she would not have seen that it was God she was seeing. She thought it was David. Because she was angry. And so, in the day of judgment, she sinned against the father. There are many things we have decided to carry and act by ourselves that we have no business fighting. Do you think I wish that those things didn't happen? Oh, yes. But if you cannot erase the past, build a better future. That's all you owe yourself. Can I erase the past? No. Do I even know what the future holds? No, but I know one thing I will never do. Allow someone's definition and decision of me decide how I will finish my journey on earth. And I'm begging you. You see, where someone that was meant to be here, and she began to have a conversation with me online 2 days ago, and I was crying. There's a kind of hatred that enters into your destiny, that your children begin to despise and disrespect the father of the house, and you think it's okay. But you have sown a seed that your children cannot stay in a man's house. It's not even about you any longer. The first time we came to this green legacy, These villagers that I love so much that they have really broken my heart. First time we came here, a day before we were leaving, I was praying and I just heard, pray for the hurt in your heart. Because when we were younger, my father would say, this is my father's conversation, give me a child. My mother might not even remember. Because sometimes people that are saying that will not remember. And being the eldest, I'll go and sit down and say, give me a child. I'll be counting child. Does it mean that the girl is not a child? But you cannot ask your parents because they are having a conversation with themselves. And so that day, the Lord just brought that picture to me and said, deal with this. So Dr. Ado came to my house. Dr. Ado, pray for me. Something is struggling. I don't know what it is. So she prayed with me for more than 2 hours. We were traveling the next day for this family alive boot camp. We came here. We had a meeting. And in the meeting, we separated the men and the women. Okay, I heard the story now. I'm talking about doing that story. And the men came back to tell us, all the men, it was Uncle Babs that was the speaker, that they only want to tell us that men and women are not the same. That women were created to be subject and to serve the men. As they said it, something in me just rasente broko sutayema tabo sutaba. Hey. We were more than 10 families present. 8 families, the women paid for the family alive boot camp. So the women turned to me and said, so you allowed me pay for me to be told that I am less. Okay. But as I was wailing, I now understood why God had cautioned me yesterday. I was not only wailing for what he said, it was a trigger point in my soul because I had not healed. There are many triggers in our life. If I had not dealt with understanding that my husband choosing me or not is his own prerequisite, it doesn't have anything to do with me. I should not be defined by what people say. Have we grown? In short, he has overcompensated for those conversations. But those things leave permanent scars in your heart. But let not leave unforgiveness in your heart. Run back to your first love at all times. When the Lord said to me, and I'm saying to you because sometimes they're asking God to give you ease. Some of us, God didn't give us ease. He just gave us wisdom. When my husband said that, and I was praying, the Lord said to me, my son, if you do not tidy up things with the son I have given you, you will be outside your house. You know what it is to sit down and they are told like that? And the Lord knew that the devil, you see, as God is trying to promote you, the devil is also seeing what is coming. So he knows your weaknesses and strengths and will use that to dwell with you. We were coming to seasons of expansion, and the Lord knew that my combination with my husband was very important. So he put a seed of discord to make sure that we will not be able to finish well. If I had let unforgiveness, I can tell you today that we will not be seated. That will not be what? Seated here. There is a way someone will do something, and it's not that the person has done it again and again, but after doing it, tell you to your face and say no. So what happened to Michael is one thing that has happened to most of us. And it might not even be in marriage. There are things you have sacrificed, be it family, be it in your work. And when it comes down to things, they will choose something else. Your problem is not to control what people decide is more important. You need to make sure that seed does not dwell in your heart and bear wrong fruit. You owe it to yourself. And that is the only thing Michael missed here. She was pursuing the one who has never chosen her. And from what we saw from the stories, that will never choose her. I don't know what we are pursuing. You know what I'm talking about? Because there are things we are still pursuing that are not even the story. I say, what hurt are you dealing with and how are you managing it in order not to be destroyed by it? I was bitter. Because some actions have shown that when choices are made, I might not be the thing. But the Lord had told me earlier, and that's the irony of God. God does not lie. He said to me, my son is a strong man. You need him for your journey. He needs you for his journey. But I will need you to prepare. Because if you don't prepare well, when the push comes to shove, I think I shared that thing with you. you might be outside your house. So the question for me was, does God give a blessing that is a curse? No. But He gives wisdom per season for your journey. And God does not give you a perfect scenario. He gives you what you need in spite of the storms that. Because when he was being promoted, the bot in the life was not dealt with. So we all have bots, all of us, including me. But the only way forward is to understand that this bot can be healed from inside.